driving to NASA Space Center from my hotel in Grandvilla Suites in Chinatown here in Houston, Texas. This is the Space Center Houston here in Texas. There's the Space Houston sign, the International Space Station. There's the moon out there. There's the Moon to Mars mission, and there's the tram tour right there, and there's the Starship Gallery, guest services, and a lot more here. I'm now here, guys, at the cupola here in the International Space Station, NASA. This is the view of the Earth when you're at the cupola, and the cupola is just a part of the International Space Station.
Use the right lane to take exit 24 to merge onto NASA bypass toward NASA. Take the exit. Go past this light. Then at the next one, take a slight left turn.
Hello guys, I just parked here in the parking lot of NASA main entrance, and there's a huge plane right there. We're here in National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. Hello guys, this is Ernesto with Ernesto Explores in the Mike Magazine. We're here now at National Aeronautics Space Administration here in Houston, Texas. Did you know guys that the last astronaut who landed in the moon was way back in December 14th, 1972. See, tram tours are fully booked today. So make sure to get here early. There's the entrance. About $45 for adults. For children, $24.95, and seniors, $27.95. And of course, for the parking, this is how you pay. I mean, you could pay near your car, or just pay here in the entrance. They also have membership. The cost for it is about $65 for an individual, and dual $115, family $185, and friends and family $260. For $45, the individual.
Just one person?
One person, just only for today.
It's going to be $29.95. That's just the pricing for last week. We had an event. So your ticket's $29.95.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because that was when you had an event the last time.
Yeah, those are our own pricing.
Alright. That includes the, I can go to the picture also.
The picture is a separate cost.
Yeah.
There's different packages, so I'm not quite sure how much they are. You would just have to ask them right there.
Okay.
Can I have you sign at the bottom here?
Hey guys, correction. Those prices I told you about $45 from the last week because there was an event. But for now, it's much cheaper. It's only $29. That is my ticket. And the next thing I'm gonna do is just head down there, have a picture taken.
We don't allow tripods inside. Can I head right this right here? Let's get it inside.
Camera's gonna be right here. Small, real big, take. Ready, 1, 2, and 3.
Just took my picture and they gave me this postcard with an astronaut. This is a postcard. Space Center Houston. That's the moon right behind me. That's them who took my picture.
Bag checks. Bag check.
Okay, now we're inside. Manned Space Flight Education Foundation Board of Directors. So these are the Board of Directors.
You'll scan your ticket. It'll be the QR code on the back, right up against the glass. This will be the other way. So it'll be this part here in the middle.
Here inside NASA. This is Space Center Houston. There's a tram tour. There are lots of maps here. I'm gonna grab one. There's a map. The admission today, Monday, is 10 to 5. Actually, every Sunday they close at 6. There's live presentations, NASA tram tour. There's lots of things to do. This is the Welcome to Space Center Houston map. This is the International Space Station. It's really cool to experience weightlessness there in the International Space Station. International Space Station, power facts. See, it says 8 miles of wire carry electricity to space station equipment. Wow. See, they use the solar power. Solar power is the process of turning sunlight into electricity. The space station's solar arrays contain more than 500,000 individual photovoltaic cells made of purified silicon that convert light into electricity. Solar power on the International Space Station. Electricity is the life of the space station. So the sun is really important there. These are their names. Frank Rubio, Warren Harburg, Steve Bowen, aboard the ISS now. Mark III. RX-5. So these are the names of the suits, astronaut suits. This is the RX-5 hard suit. And on this picture is Mark III. See, there's the helmet and ring assembly, shoulder assembly, and torso assembly. New Perspectives. I think his name probably is T. Marshall. International Space Station. There's a monitor there. An astronaut story. So guys, this is the cupola. The cupola not only provides spectacular views of Earth and celestial objects, but is also used to observe operations outside the station. Cupola. So this is the cupola. You see there, CUP. CUP, cupola. So this is the replica of the cupola. And it's just one part of the International Space Station. So this is getting on board with the Orion. That's the Orion. Orion capsule. There's the cupola again. And we have a great view of Earth. The cupola is where the astronaut goes so that he or she could view the Earth. Because the cupola provides an observation and work area for the station crew. Its name derives from Italian word cupola, which means dome. Astronauts use the 7 windows to conduct experiments, operations such as dockings and observations of Earth. The cupola is berthed onto the Earth-facing port of Tranquility Node 3. So there's the moon. Really nice. This replica of the moon is really mesmerizing. Moon to Mars conference. See? SpaceX Starship Human Landing System will carry NASA Artemis astronauts and all of the supplies, equipment, and science payloads needed for extensive surface exploration from the Gateway Space Station and Orion spacecraft in lunar orbit to the moon's surface. So this area is just like a simulation, the experience of leaving Earth and going to the moon. So we are going back to the moon. Artemis, breaking barriers. I think this is touchscreen. Welcome to Artemis. Artemis is NASA's current moon program. Astronauts first explored the moon over 50 years ago with Apollo program. With Artemis, NASA and its partners are sending a diverse generation of astronauts to the moon. See, why are we going back to the moon? We're going back to the moon to continue to explore with new technology and for today's generation. The plan is to build an ongoing mission to do science and develop resources to prepare for the adventure, which is to explore Mars. That's the next adventure, to explore Mars. So I guess maybe getting to the moon is just a step to get to the Mars in the far future. So they wrote all these questions. Some of the visitors here ask questions by writing here. Ask them anything. There's some pencils, some papers. Meet Orion. During the Artemis missions, Orion is the vehicle that will carry the crew up to the moon, sustain the astronauts, and provide safe re-entry to Earth. Her name is Nicole Mann. So this is inside the Orion. You could hop in here and make it feel like you're inside. They have here this really huge rocket. Some of the people behind Artemis, because Artemis is the current program for the mission moon. for the moon mission. Moonwalk. As NASA and its Artemis partners prepare to send astronauts to the south pole of the moon, divers at NASA's giant pool in Houston, the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, are setting the stage for future moonwalk training by simulating lunar lighting conditions at the south pole. So this is the moon. X marks the spot. So different Apollos landed to different spots of the moon. In July 1969, Apollo 11 landed there. So there's December 1972, this July 1969, April 1972, July 1971, February 1971, and November 1969. So that's the moon. See, they even decide in advance where to land based on safety and mission goals to the moon. Staying on the moon. NASA will build an Artemis base camp on the moon. Astronauts will be able to stay longer, explore farther, and discover more. Greater exploration of the moon will help us better understand our planet, our own planet, and prepare us to go to Mars. Future astronauts will live and work on the moon. NASA's Artemis Base Camp concept includes a lunar cabin, a rover, and mobile home. Wow. And this is the Moonwalk spacesuit prototype. These spacesuit parts are prototypes for a new Artemis moonwalking suit being tested here in Houston. Collins Aerospace. It has a rear entry port and it's a better fit. And what's new with this? Helmet has wider all-around view, especially downward for walking on the lunar surface. It has more comfortable boots for walking longer distances on the lunar surface. New cut-resistant layer prevents abrasion and sheds lunar dust. First lunar space station. After the first few Artemis missions, NASA and its partners will build Gateway, the first space station to orbit around the moon. To get from Gateway to the moon, astronauts will take a spacecraft that has legs to land on the lunar surface. Just like the International Space Station, NASA will work with international space agencies and commercial partners to build and operate Gateway. And look, Artemis is taking the first woman and the first person of color to the moon. NASA astronaut Nicole Anapu-Mann, the first indigenous woman to go to the space, gives a thumbs up while training in Houston, Texas. She is registered with the Wailaki of the Round Valley Indian tribes. The next generation of astronauts. And see, this is like a compass for the moon. NASA crew portraits. Space Center Houston recognizes every crewed NASA space flight with portraits and crew photos in this gallery. There's a lot of them. In 1961, Mercury M3, Mercury MR3. That's the very first portrait there on the upper left. So these are the portraits. There's just too many to show. If you're hungry, there's also a food court here with nice wallpaper. So nice wallpaper. This is their cafeteria here in NASA. I already ate my lunch at McDonald's, so no need to eat here. Just showing you guys. Got your charger. There's also this charge your phone. It's $5 per power pack, and these are the power packs. This is the Orion. Getting aboard with the Orion. This is the RS-25. The RS-25 uses liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. Oxygen allows the hydrogen to burn as the two propellants combine in the combustion chamber. This is the new SLS rocket. Why do you think the larger SLS rocket needs more turns of the crank to reach Mars? Powerful new rocket. It's called the SLS, Space Launch System. The Space Launch System, one of the many steps in NASA's journey to Mars, is developing an advanced, powerful new rocket. It's the SLS. And this is the size comparison of SLS. See, the astronaut is 6 feet. Shuttle is 184 feet. Then this aircraft is 232 feet. Statue of Liberty is 305 feet. Saturn V is 363 feet, and the SLS Block 1B crew is 364 feet. That's the height of the actual rocket. The Space SLS, piece by piece. Really tall. It's even taller than the Statue of Liberty. There's the solid rocket boosters, RS-25 engines.
Attention space explorers, your attention please.
This is the Stemrod vest, Lockheed Martin. The vest protects from radiation. See, high energy particles and electromagnetic radiation can be harmful for future astronauts exploring space, so they need this vest to protect them from radiation. We're gonna try this Orion. This is what I see. Start button. This is the start button.
We've got good ignition on the first stage engine. Stand by, Orion. 3, 2, 1.
It makes me feel like I'm taking off now, guys, in this rocket. And these are my controllers. Wow.
Orion, confirm. Do you have MECO? Affirmative. The main engine is cut off and we have good stage separation.
So there's going to be a separation. The first stage separation.
Extended. Stand by. Good igniter. We have ignition on the upper stage.
Wow.
Separation of all 3 panels. Copy that. Orbit achieved. Orion, begin downlink telemetry operations. Downloading images to the Orion video file server. Congratulations, Orion. You've reached apogee.
Roger that. Thank you, Control.
About 20 minutes before they're closing, we're gonna enter this Mission Mars. This is Mission Mars. Wow. Looks like that you're in Mars. See the flooring? It's like the surface of the Mars, but it's just a carpet, but it looks really nice. And this one, it's really cement. An extreme climate. There's an extreme climate in Mars. See the conditions. Let me see if it's touchscreen. Yeah, sunny, none, and 23 degrees Fahrenheit, high temperature. And the low temperature is negative 99 degrees. So there could be extreme temperature there in Mars. Oh, that's really cold. So if it's negative 99 degrees Fahrenheit, that's really, really cold, guys, in Mars. And when it's high, it's 23 degrees Fahrenheit, which is still cold. So it's really cold in Mars. See, there's frost that accumulates on slopes facing south. Summer dust storms begin to develop in the giant Hellas Basin at the North Pole left. Wow, Mars is really big. Methane mystery. Robotic explorers investigate temporary bursts of methane in the Martian atmosphere. And why Mars? Of course, to teach us about Earth. NASA wants us to explore the solar system for the benefit of Earth. For scientists and engineers, Mars is an exciting destination because it is our closest planetary neighbor, and getting there will lead to advanced technology and scientific discoveries. Mars formed and evolved in a similar way to Earth, and scientists believe we can learn more about our own planet's history and future by studying Mars. Many scientists wonder if past conditions on Mars were suitable for the life to develop. Martian life. This is the life in Mars. There's hidden water, ingredients for life. Well, in addition to water, life is, as we know, it on Earth needs energy and key chemical ingredients. On Earth, the sun provides energy for a lot of living organisms. Life needs water. Big or small, animal or plant, living things on Earth need water to develop and to live. Most scientists think that if life ever appeared on Mars, it began on the presence of stable supply of water. Early robotic missions to Mars sent back images of a dry and cold planet. So scientists thought it was unlikely Mars could support life. Visitors map of Mars. These are not humans, guys. These are just the landers, robotic landers. So Mars, they landed different landers to Mars already. See, Acidalia planitia, gullies carved by past water. When I press this, something lights up. Really cool. An alien landscape. See, I think there's a comparison of Grand Canyon and Valles Marineris. Grand Canyon is just 1 mile deep, but Valles Marineris is 4 miles deep. Mission to Mars. Walk on Mars. NASA believes the first people to step on Mars in the future are walking on Earth today. They could be one of your classmates, a work colleague, or an up and coming geologist. It could be you. Gravity and differences. Gravity, mass, and weight. So I'm gonna lift this. In Mars, it's much lighter. Wow, because the gravity is less. This is heavy. And this is much lighter. 12 pounds in Earth, 4 pounds in Mars. Gravity on Mars is 1/3 as strong as the gravity on Earth. Lift each tool case to feel the difference gravity makes. Nice ride. Engineers at NASA Johnson Space Center here in Houston developed a prototype for a tough, reliable, and multi-purpose space surface exploration vehicle. Mars Insider. Phobos, Deimos. Mars has 2 small moons, Phobos and Deimos. Wow. They're even smaller than the entire Houston. Are the space crops. Green thumbs on the red planet.
Здесь можно выбрать, что можно отправить на Марс с основной частью, либо
Farms on Mars. Fruit and vegetables that may be eaten when picked, like strawberries, radishes, bell peppers, lettuce, tomatoes, carrots, fresh herbs, green onions, cabbages, and spinach, are good candidates for a Martian farm. It is likely that algae may be part of the diet on Mars. Wow. Planning ahead. Packing for a trip. The journey to Mars for astronauts may be 6 months. This is a long time to be in spaceship with crewmates. Astronauts may take a limited amount of personal items to pass the time and stay emotionally and mentally healthy. Tomorrow begins today. Journey Mars timeline. Present to mid 2020s. Research continues on ISS. 2020s to 2030s, crewed missions beyond Earth orbit, gateway outpost in moon orbit. And then present time to 2030s and beyond, robotic exploration of Mars continues. Test and prove entry, landing, and harvesting of local resources. Robotic round-trip sample return mission. Astronauts to orbit Mars in 2030s. This is me leaving Mars, returning to Earth. See if it's green, it's most effective. Which material might also make good spacecraft material? The aluminum is the most effective. Water is also effective. But if you slide all the way down here, it's the cardboard, which is the least effective for cosmic ray protection. So the best way for an astronaut to defy radiation is through aluminum. There's water here, there's gold, whole plastic, lead, and cardboard. The robotic helpers. Head sensors. There's the head sensors. The specification is 300 pounds. Valkyrie in NASA's first robot. Valkyrie. 4 arms and hands, legs, torso and pelvis, upper arms, and Valkyrie. Robot 5, also known as Valkyrie, is a NASA's next generation humanoid robot. It has advanced sensors and computing technology. Put yourself in the picture. See, there's Apollo mission. There's this Conrad astronaut, and weights, and there's the ASTP. Rocks from space. Rocks from space. What is a meteorite? Oriented meteorites. Pallasite meteorites. Brenham main mass. This is their gift shop.
Will end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Space Center Houston is now closed for the day. Please use this time to complete your current discoveries and make your way to the exit. We thank you for learning with us today and choosing Space Center Houston as your exploration destination. We hope that your experience today has been out of this world. Once again, Space Explorers, Space Center Houston is now closed for the day.
Bye. I'm gonna grab my souvenir photo in here. Do you know, is it still possible for someone to eat breakfast with the astronaut?
Oh, that you would have to ask the desk at the front.
Or maybe on the website?
Yeah, or on the website.
Oh, yeah.
More information. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris. And yours?
Clarissa.
I really had fun.
Good,
I
I'm
wish I
glad.
was here much earlier, but there's next time.
Oh, yeah.
If you become a member.
You come tomorrow.
Well, I think my flight is already tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But at least it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I visited from Mississippi.
Oh, man, Mississippi.
Okay.
And I know there's one there too. In Stennis Space Center.
Oh, yeah. My aunt lives by there.
In Hancock County.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard that it's also open for public.
Try out
So
there.
hopefully I can visit that too. It's 4 hours away from me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have a great day.
Okay.
You have YouTube videos?
Yeah, I'm with Ernesto Explores YouTube channel. It's the Independence Plaza, presented by Boeing. It has the names of the pilots and the FIEs. Zoomed in the names of the pilots: Jeff Motari, Bill Reike, Bill Brockett, Ace Beal, Rob Zimmerman, and Frank Bateas. And FIEs are Henry Latour, Larry Morales, Gary Hatch. That's the Independence Plaza. Independence. These are the Independence jets. NASA. There's this Metro bus station. There's the line 246 and 249. So this NASA is reachable by bus, but there's a schedule. This is the SpaceX. This is SpaceX, and it's launching with new technology. See, one of the several innovations by SpaceX is the ability to reuse components of the rocket. SpaceX. Also solar power here for electric vehicle charging station. You will see on the other far side is the rocket park. That's the rocket park, and there's that building, Saturn V by NASA. This here parking area will attach to Uranus. That's Uranus. And the entire northern hemisphere of Uranus is bathed in summer sunshine. More than meets the eye. Uranus is bland and shrouded by a haze that limits our view to the top of its atmosphere. Now drive carefully. Space Center Houston closed early today, about 5 p.m. so I was not able to buy any souvenirs there. However, there's this Space Center souvenir shop here, and it's about 7 minutes from the Space Center Houston, so I could buy some souvenirs here, like t-shirt, magnet, maybe, whatever. So this is the Space Center souvenir shop. They have large selections of souvenirs, like an astronaut suit, t-shirts, NASA shirt, some caps, magnets, and a lot more. Some magnets over there. NASA mugs.
Now, do I need to do a signature?
No, you do not.
About the role of Stennis in Mississippi.
So it is to do the testing of the rocket boosters engines, and then when they did Artemis 1, they took it from Stennis down and followed the peninsula and took it over to Cape Canaveral and assembled it on that to the SLS to launch for the Artemis program.
And they have a gift shop there too, open for the public.
At Kennedy, yes.
Oh,
Kennedy's
okay.
a big one.
Oh
very
yeah,
big.
in
But-
Florida.
Yes,
In
yeah.
Florida, wow.
But
I
it
see.
had to. They had to put it on a barge and go around Florida and take it up. From,
Oh, okay.
From Mississippi.
Yeah.
is how
And I
they
think
got it
there are like 6 or 8 stations, right? Somewhere.
of
of
different.
NASA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goddard and
Yeah.
there's the one in Ohio is John
Mm-hmm.
Glenn. There's a JPL in California that does the jet propulsion, and they do a lot of the things with the rovers.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy, Stennis. Here is for the astronaut training
Oh,
and mission
okay.
control. So we
Oh,
do all
okay.
the things for astronaut training.
And of course, is and the International Space Station up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's
But
there,
our
you know.
mission control is here. So if right now
Mm-hmm.
on Cruise 6 there happens to be
Mm-hmm.
like a Russian that he had to come over here to go. So we have the Russian flight surgeons and all the Russian dignitaries, or not dignitaries, but people that work with NASA, that they have to be here while they have somebody up there for 6 months.
Wow.
So
and
they
there's
are in
someone
mission
there.
control so they can communicate with them.
Oh, okay. And right now there's someone there.
Yeah, there's should be 7. There's
7 of
3
them.
from crew,
Wow.
4 from crew 6, and then there's 3 from Expedition 68.
Yeah. And you heard about Taylor Swift too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Taylor Swift was here.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
No, but
people are talking
she
about
was
it.
in Phoenix because he was
Yeah.
from Phoenix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I just
That's
noticed she was
nice.
there. That she opened her first tour this weekend in Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
So that's where he
yeah.
was from.
But you know, of course, you know, I'll be probably a common face here. I'll sure be back, and I know where to go.
Yes,
Because I'm glad that I did not buy over there because they're so very expensive.
they're very expensive.
So here it's better.
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
and thank you. So what's your name?
Amy.
Amy, thank you so much. My
You're
boss's
so
name
welcome.
is Amy too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Well, that's
Thank
easy to
you.
remember.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, have a good night. Yeah.
Those are all astronauts.
Oh, they're all astronauts.
Yeah, and then so this is the expedition ones, and then that
Expedition
is
one.
the shuttles.
The shuttles.
And Alan Bean was on Apollo 12 up there,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's a pretty cool one for him.
Have you met Buzz Aldrin?
I have not
I
met
have
Buzz.
not. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nope, I didn't meet him.
Yeah, but at least he's enjoying his own life.
Right.
And
What?
he made it now to 93, huh?
Yes, and then he remarried. Like he got
Oh,
married.
2 or 3 times maybe, and got children.
But this,
For
yeah,
years,
but the children wanted to take stuff away from him because they thought he was crazy.
Oh,
And lose his mind, but he
wow.
married some woman that's like hot, 60-looking playboy with all her fake everything on, and I don't know. Just funny. Funny. What? It's okay. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. What? Oh my God, you're needy. It's already 6:45. Gosh. Oh, I know what she wants.
No.
This is Annie. Pistol Annie. Look, Annie, right there.
Very
Say
cute.
hi.
Hi, Delaney.
No, Annie.
Annie. Hi,
Annie. I'm Amy and she's Annie.
Annie. Amy. Yeah.
Say hi.
Amy's Annie.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. This is the Space
Space Center Souvenirs.
Souvenirs. Thank you so much.
Yeah.